America's restaurant industry under fire as soaring costs threaten to take a bite out of your favorite dining spots. Madison Allworth at the New York Restaurant Show. So you're talking to restaurant owners, Madison. What are they saying about rising costs?
Brian, they're saying they're doing the best that they can. They can only pass so much on to the consumer. And now the big concern is tariffs, a week away. And there's questions as to what's going to be hit, and they're worried about that. I'm going to bring in Tom Clicchio, renowned chef and restaurant owner. We're talking about cost and tariffs. A week away. How are you guys preparing at your restaurants for tariffs?
Listen, restaurants have been struggling the last 2 years since the pandemic, and now the tariffs come along. The big problem with preparing is we have no idea what's going on because it changes every other day. But there are some, domestic alternatives to many products like sparkling wine and wines in general. But then when we have items like tequila and mezcal, there's no substitution for that. And then on the other side, on the food side of things, there's olive oils and some cheeses where the domestic capacity isn't there if all of a sudden restaurants have to shift over. And so it's all wait and see right now. And that's the hard part.
Yeah, wait and see. That's something I've been hearing from multiple restaurant owners. With your restaurants, would there be actual changes? Would you take certain items off the menu? Because we know seafood is big out of Canada, fruits and vegetables out of Mexico, tequila, mezcal, my favorite. Would you make adjustments, or is it just adjusting the prices?
No, if we have to make adjustments, we will. If we are affected by some of the pricing, we'll have to pass that along. Our margins are too narrow to eat that right now. We're not like retail where we're making 30% on a dollar. Our margins are somewhere between 5 and 10%, so we don't have the margins.
Okay, speaking of 30%, we have a full screen. Food away from home, so going out to eat at a restaurant, up 30% in the last 5 years.
Well, sure, because costs are up 30% in the last 5 years. Just look at the price of eggs. Think about the amount of things that eggs go into. And eggs are up almost 100%, and so we can't eat that. So yeah, the cost of going out is much more expensive. That and labor too. Yeah. Labor since the pandemic is up probably 20-30%.
So then how are we thinking about this tariffs issue? Because we've seen food continue to go up, certain items like eggs jumping, beef is up now too. Is tariffs the straw that breaks the camel's back, or is it just another thing that restaurants will deal with because they've been dealing with stuff for 5 years now?
It's really up to the consumer. The question is, can the consumer pay for it? Now, I have some high-end restaurants, there's more pricing elasticity. I'm more worried about the mom and pop restaurants. They don't have that elasticity. And that's where I think that they'll see a lot of the hurt happen.
I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so much. Brian, I'll leave you with this. Like I said, some of the restaurants, especially those mom and pops, if you have things like lobster, which comes out of Canada, they might just disappear off the menu because post tariffs, might not be economically feasible to have a $60 lobster roll on your menu. Brian?
Well, you got to get that lobster off the coast of Maine maybe instead, Madison, but I'm not an expert on it. That's another story. Thank you very much. Good to see you.